viewers, welcome back. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you're joining me. I'm glad you're here. This is going to be a really short video. I'm going to show you how to assign DMX addresses to different fixtures, and there's just a couple other quick things I want to go through. So the only strictly quote unquote intelligent fixtures that there are these LED strip lights, and those are DMX controlled. They're not controlled by a dimmer. And again, sometimes you might hear people say they're smart fixtures. I prefer to call them obedient. They will usually do the same thing overnight. If these fixtures were smart, I would yell up to them, "Finish the show," and they would finish the show for me, but they don't. So here we are. So what we want to do, I could address each one of these fixtures with the same DMX address because they're all going to come up at the same time. But I'm going to, for the educational opportunity, I'm going to address each one of these individually. And in Vectorworks, you can do this. So what I want to do is, the first thing we need to do is we need to make sure that these fixtures are in the right profile. And what a profile is something that it's a little bit of information that a light board uses to communicate with the light fixture. Most intelligent / obedient fixtures, DMX fixtures, have different modes of operation. They can do different things depending on how they're programmed and how they're set up. So what I did was I selected all of our strip lights, and I come over here to fixture mode. Okay, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on it, and you see this drop down, and you see these are all the different, there are 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 profiles. There's 10 different ways right here that we can program this fixture to have different bits of operation. So for this fixture at Northwest, we use the profile Chauvet Colorado Batten 72 Tour. We're going to click on that, okay, and it doesn't really do anything, but it's going to set us up for the next step. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to escape, and there we go. So I'm going to come back to Spotlight, and I'm going to come back to Spotlight numbering. And now what we want to do is I want to uncheck channel, and what I want to do is I want to come in here and I want to do DMX address. Okay, in fact, what I think we're going to do is we're just going to leave it at DMX address, and this will allow me to show you something else. So I'm going to click on DMX address, and I'm going to make a checkbox there. I want to make sure nothing else is selected. So now what I want to do is I don't want to start at address 1, because generally speaking, address 1 is reserved for dimmer 1 in our dimmer rack. Now we have an ETC dimmer rack, and it is a 96 dimmer rack, so addresses 1 through 96 are reserved for the dimmer rack. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say we're going to start our numbering for this for these addresses, for these fixtures at address 101. Okay, and now what I want this to happen is I want it to automatically increment the numbering, increment by DMX footprint and offset. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on OK. I'm going to zoom out just a little bit, and I'm going to click on this. Okay, so now the first one was numbered, and then the DMX address for this fixture is 114, 127, 140. So it automatically increments the addresses, so it kind of does it for you, which is beautiful. I would when you're done, confirm that it's all right. So I'm going to double click, and now if we look, why that is right there, I'm going to click on. Now it doesn't usually, when we make changes in our fixture, they show up on the fixture. So this is a good opportunity for me to show you how to edit our label legends. And again, the label legend is a way that fixtures, our symbols, display the data for us to use. So I need to make sure that that data shows up on top of Psych. Excuse me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come up to Spotlight. I'm going to come down to Lighting, and I'm going to come over here to Label Legend Manager. Okay, I'm going to click on that, and now it gives us all, these are all the different label legends that I have. I have one for, and I think we talked about this in the beginning video, I have one for the general LED strip, a moving light, something with a scroller, something with a top hat, and our LED house lights. So in this case, I want LED strips. I'm gonna select it, and what I want to do is I want to come over here to Edit Fields. Okay, I'm going to click on it, and now you see all this stuff here and all this information, and I want to just take a look and see anything that has a check mark by it here is going to show up in that label legend. So unit number, channel. Okay, and now what I'm looking for is DMX address. Let's see. Okay, I have something in there, user address. I'm going to get rid of that. Okay, and again, I want to find DMX address, and here it is. DMX address. I want to make sure it's selected. There's a checkbox. And that's what we need to do in this step. So now I'm going to click OK. Now I'm going to come back and making sure it's selected. I'm going to come back and select Edit 2D Layout. And this is where we tell the fixture exactly where this information is going to be. So here we just add this in, and right now it's not going to show up on the fixture, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to drag it over, and I'm going to put it in where I kind of want it to be. And now I want this text to match. So let's see what label. This is Flux Architect. I'm going to select it, and I'm going to come here to, and we're going to scroll down till we get to Flux Architect. Hopefully it's still there. Let's see, Flux Architect. There it is, and it changes the text. And now if I click on Exit, I'm betting that information is going to be there. There it is. So this is the DMX address for that fixture. The one thing that we don't have numbered are our dimmers. Okay. And most designers, it is not advisable to pre-assign the dimmers. Those are assigned when the electricians and the master electrician are hanging the light plot and getting everything where it needs to go. If you start pre-assigning dimmers, that just asks for trouble. And so I would recommend leaving that field blank for now. Okay, I would recommend leaving it blank for now. So in this video, we gave DMX addresses to our strip lights for the Psych, and then we figured out how to adjust the Label Legend Manager to show the proper data. And then we talked about why pre-numbering dimmers on a light plot is bad. So I will see you on the next video. Have a great day.